Welcome to our defective sponsorship review. Since our last one, we have had AFK Journey, HelloFresh for the second time, and Match Masters. There's also been some pretty big changes to the StreamElements sponsorships as a whole since the last time we did one of these videos. So let's start off with that first. The biggest thing is their sponsorship program has partnered with Twitch. And I don't know if it's like that I've gotten bigger or if it's across the board. I'd love to hear in comments from other small streamers if they've noticed this too. But almost all of my sponsorships now offer a base pay. In fact, I think it's at the point now where all of them do. Which is nice, which means that if I do a sponsorship and I meet all the goals and I put all the work into it and nobody does anything and I don't even play the game myself, I still get this base payment. As a side effect of that, they did take away the ability to end a sponsorship early, which means that you can't just like start one, get the base pay, cancel it, start another one, get the base pay, and just spam that over and over again. Which I think that at first there might have been some people who were doing it, but we were in the middle of our own sponsorship when this started, and it didn't even cross my mind. And I also don't know if it's a side effect of the partnership, but they do seem to be tracking a little bit better since this happened too. So the first one that we did back in February was AFK Journey. This was the last 14-day sponsor that we were able to do. I grabbed it because it was right before the subathon. It seemed pretty popular, it seemed cute, and it was only 14 days, and it fit into the time frame that we were working on. Overall, this one was pretty good. We got about $261 off of it. It was pretty straightforward. The gameplay was easy. We didn't have very much participation with it, but everything tracked pretty well. And it was doable. One thing didn't track for me, and I think that was my own fault. And I also think that the support team added it on for me, at least partially. And it was doable, but it was still difficult to get to the top rank. But overall, it was a little one. It was successful. Everything just kind of went as planned. Everybody seemed to enjoy the game for the most part. Like, there weren't any, like, major outcries of how bad the game was in the community. It was pretty much as expected, as advertised. Nothing, like, not a big fancy payout, but it was a nice little campaign, and I think I'm going to miss the nice little campaigns. Because since the change, I think that everything offered now is 30 days. So you have to commit an entire month for any of the sponsorships that they have going forward. This Roblox campaign is only a week. I just am not a fan of how Roblox works. So there are exceptions, but for the most part, since February, I have not noticed very many ones that are under 30 days. Rise of Kingdoms, another exception, is only 10 days for PC only. So, like, there are exceptions, but they're very few and far between, and it's hard to get one that, like, fits our community and also works out that way. Right after that, we picked up HelloFresh. I did HelloFresh all the way through the subathon. So the goal widget was active for, like, over 6,000 minutes, which is crazy. We chatbotted for almost 2,000 minutes. I made a new video for them. I really enjoyed it. It's like one of my most watched YouTube videos now. Their food is great. They are getting stricter with what they can count as a new account. We noticed that. I don't know, it might have been the season, but there were some issues with, like, on their customer support side for some of our friends. Overall, it was a success. We got $800 for it. It fed me through the subathon. It fed most of my meals for the last week. I still got one left in the refrigerator. Overall, it's just one that I still enjoyed, despite that canceling it is harder than it should be. The only thing harder to cancel than a HelloFresh subscription is a Planet Fitness membership. Yeah, a few of the packages were like a miss, and they mostly did good. It's just a lot of their customer support protocols are based on giving you something in your next box to make up for it, and if you're not getting a next box, which happens, feel like they start dropping the ball. But overall, I had fun doing it. It was very convenient at the time, and like I said, they are strict about what they consider a new customer now. Way stricter than they were before. But the ones that everybody that I know who got it got tracked, so that was nice. There wasn't anybody who like super got left out. And then we picked up Match Masters. I was watching a couple of other streamers play Match Masters, and they talked highly of the campaign. This is the most participation we've had in a campaign, and we went pretty deep overall. Like, we way outperformed the per person dollar amount that StreamElements expects. This campaign is very big. I think that it is doable. One person got to 60,000 trophies. That person and me got to 40,000. I almost made it to 60,000, but there is one thing that I will complain about with how it's set up, is that their trophy system has a season, and when the season ends, everybody gets sent down to 30,000 trophies. So I was at 50,000 trophies with a week left, and the season ended, and it dropped me down to 30,000, and there was no way I was getting back up there. So that was a little bit disappointing, and like kind of unexpected. I feel like it should be tracking maybe your total trophy count alongside of your seasonal trophies. Because like it would really suck if you got to like where I was 50,000, because it really only affects people who get over 30,000, and if they're getting close to that 60,000 and then get set back, that's kind of disheartening. But overall, this was an incredibly successful campaign. It's one that I would like highly recommend for people to try out. The game is pretty simple. It is pretty hard for those of us with ADHD because there is like a constant counting clock down. That gets better after you get to 3,800 trophies or game modes that open up that can mitigate that a little bit. It is a little bit difficult for some people, but I think overall it's a fairly enjoyable match 3 puzzle game. The pay for stuff is it pays out way higher than what the person pays, which is very incentivizing for me. $20 to get $50, $8 to get $21, $4 to get $10. That's awesome. If you're strategic about your purchases, it really helps you hit those levels. I will say the coin packs in the shop that you're immediately drawn to are not great. It gives you a range here. This $4 pack is anything between $3 and $6. The dice, there's usually stuff offered to you that's within this range, but if you gravitate towards the coins, you're not paying $4 for it, you're paying $4.99. For the $8 pack, you have to get a $9.99 pack, so you're not paying $8, you're paying $10. But there are these like specialty packs that come available to you occasionally that you can build your own, and you get really close to the dollar amount and get a way better deal. But we blew this out of the water. In the 1 month campaign, we got $1,174 raised on it. It is by far the most successful campaign that we've ever had. By comparison, I was looking at Matchington Mansion today to compare. It's also a 30-day campaign. It's also a match 3 game. We had 13 people play. The total estimate for Matchington Mansion with 13 people is $155. So I think that we would probably get around 3 because of how active our community is. But like, it doesn't even compare. And if you scroll down and look, the way that their payouts are set up, a $6 pack only pays 4. 13 is 10. 25 is 18. And like, when you have all these other campaigns that are paying more for the packs you pay, it just feels bad. So we'll probably never review this one until they change the way their metrics work a little bit. Currently not going to pick up a new sponsorship today because there just isn't really anything that works for us right now. I will be checking it tomorrow. I was initially looking at puzzles and survival. Part of me thinks that the next campaign is going to feel a little disheartening because Match Masters did so well. Big number make the brain feel good. I don't think we're going to have that again for the next one. But when we do the next one, it'll probably be a month-long campaign, and the series will probably become slightly like a monthly series. Once I finish it, I'll review that one and I'll let y'all know what's up. If you found this useful or you liked it or anything at all, let me know in comments. Like, comment, subscribe. You know how YouTube works. And we'll see you next time.